Ho ho ho! A very warm welcome to the Ingress Insights podcast from me, Santa Claus. You're listening to a festive episode of the Ingress Insights podcast, all about the Niantic spatial game where you make triangles. Ingress, I can see you've all made the nice list this year. Agents, I'll be filling enlightened and resistant stockings with very rare link amps, media capsules, and maybe even fit rep rewards if you're lucky, agents. Ho ho ho! Over to my pal Pokemon Trainer J with the latest on Ingress.
Additional intel available.
Hey agents, this is Pokemon Trainer J of Christmas Past. This is an earlier episode I recorded about the whatever topic I'm talking about in the title. I recorded these on a day when I had a bit more time to come out on the days of December, as I did last year, so you'll get one episode a day that's about something else. It may not be Ingress related, it may be Ingress related. You know better than me by the time you listen to this episode by the title of it. So hope you enjoy, and if you want to leave any comments or make suggestions for what I should do next year for these Christmas episodes, then please do so. Hope you enjoy the episode. Hello agents, welcome to the last episode of the year for Ingress Insights. This is the last festive special as well, so the intro music will be back to normal the next episode you hear. For this one, I want to just go over what agents kind of want/expect from Ingress in 2026. Obviously, we've had the surveys, we've had the campaigns that we know are ongoing, so campaigns seem to be a strong thing going into next year as well. I did put up a post on Reddit 3 weeks ago now, asking what people would expect from Ingress. I want to go through some thoughts from there, some of my own thoughts as well, and then round out the year and look forward to what's to come in 2026 from Ingress and Niantic Spatial. On the Reddit thread, the first comment I see is from Pux Panics, who said, "Small feature request, but I'd like to be able to turn off the notification for losing Scout Controller. It's not a portal attack." I agree with that. It'd be nice to have it on or off on there for Scout Control. Sometimes I see it come up on seconds in there. I don't care. It's one I visited ages ago, but maybe I want to get it back on a local one. Mistaken Dad says, "I would love if they wrote the lore or had a page explaining the lore. I see badges with images of people I don't know who they are, why they're important to the storyline. I look at player profiles with purchasable badges to go, why is this person important? If someone says you watch the media clips and it explains, I can deal with so many cryptic messages a day. Make a wiki page explaining or write out a book like Pokemon or Warcraft does with their lore. Hire James Frey to write the lore like the defunct Niantic game Endgame Proving Ground to fulfill his contract." A few agents did mention there are some ebooks on there, but again, that doesn't really do what they want. I agree, it'd be great to have just a page that explains this is the lore so far, this is what's happened, or just have a complete reset. The lore before doesn't matter, and it's now this as of 2026. Mountain Man 575 says there's still some cheaters out there. I was submitting reports recently on clearly invalid ports that were denied. One was a tree on someone's private property yard that claimed to be the oldest in town despite no plaque or supporting evidence. How it wasn't removed made no sense to me. I hope that's something they do improve as they go on to recon and manage things on that. It'd be great if the invalid portal reports went on your contributions page so you could see them, track them, and see what's happened to them. Minimum Goat 7034 says, "I'd love to see a return of 90-second hack cooldowns. I like playing this game, not standing around waiting for long cooldowns. The shorter cooldowns made the game more about exercise and exploration, less about waiting." Retro Racer 23 says, "Recursion benefits, maybe a skill tree or something. Map/avatar customization, long overdue. Ability to earn CMU in game, just something. Hide/rearrange medals, purchase medals within series." So all of those sound good to me. I think for if Ingress are trying to make money, a person avatar would probably make sense more, that you could buy extra gear for, earn gear through completing things. So say if you did plus Gamma and got the gold medal, you could get a gold Gamma shirt for your avatar as well. I know it's probably not what they wanted to go for in the first instance, but I think now where you have a lot of games where you have an avatar that looks like a person that you can customize, it's probably the best way to go forward. Earning CMU in game is something I'd like to see as well, even if it's just from doing certain dispatch tasks. Hide/rearrange medals. I'm not so forward on the hiding medals. Rearranging them would be great. As I mentioned before, being able to like rub them, shine them up, so they sparkle. That'd be just a cool little thing. I'm sure it's possible in Unity to do that and apply a sparkle feature to it. Darth Vader says new stats badges, but you have to recurse to unlock them. That'd be an interesting thing for like Connect capsules, battle beacons, Drones returned. Be interesting. Alexis JM says MU destroyed, MU standing at checkpoint, or even just stats for badges already tracked, links destroyed, field destroyed, research days cleared. Sorry, I think that's a continuation of the thread from Darth Vader saying about the badges. Eric Twinge says, I'm expecting 2, maybe 3 updates to the beginning tutorials to help onboard new agents. I agree there. I don't know what they've got in them and how much, obviously, lore and things like that they contain to actually get agents interested in what they're doing. As a founder badge, is quite an appropriate one. They say they didn't put it in the survey, but having past anniversary shirts can be bought, as I would buy a shirt with the founder badge on it. I think that would be a good idea because they just do the Amazon print on demand service, so they've not got loads of them sat in the warehouse. They just literally, here's a badge with a shirt, print it, and go, and it's official Ingress merch. That's a Scooter says they'd love if bounties went back to giving AP instead of season points, which they actually are now in this period between plus beta ending and plus gamma starting. So that seems like that may continue on. Linda MR says, I'd like to see the return of good, i.e., high level rare or very rare items as bounty rewards. It's what got me back in the game after 1.5 years not playing. But then they nerfed them and they just made them tokens. It's lame. ETA, also the return of quantum capsules. I don't think that last one's happening, unfortunately, Linda MR, but the rest all sound good. Hoth Truculent says, more of a feedback issue than a specific problem with the Apple game. I think they need to work on getting more feedback from new players. I see that veteran players provide a lot of feedback, some of it's very niche. This has been my experience as long as I can remember. Some day one agent always has some gripe in the group chat. It's usually not something that anyone else encounters. Team Noir has a simple request. It says, what I want is that it continues. What I expect is more of the same, tons of cheating, more encouragement to spend more money, and questionable design choices. Flock Local 4143's wish has been answered because said I really want to achieve gold / and or a dedicated medal for attending anomaly again, which we've got in plus gamma. So maybe they heard you on that, Sock Local. I'll come back to my own comment in a bit. So Stephen BB81 said what they want from Ingress in 2026. Core premium, so I want a 3,000 inventory cap. I guess that's possible now with cargo. And official Ingress agent stats platform, so I don't need to remember to upload, but I can track weekly / monthly stats, and ideally set myself goals on the platform and see if I'm on track to achieve them. Return of 2 days. I hate 1 day a month double AP on Saturday. Kills any desire I might have to go to the first Saturday event, as I'd be sacrificing big AP games for the same playtime. What I expect from Ingress in 2026, more for purchase badges I'm then going to buy anyway, but I'm not against spending money. Improvements in the campaign mechanic. So far it's going well. I expect to see more from this. More pressure to do portal scans as that's where they'll make their big money and they need to step it up. One Chino says, here's what I'd like to see. Overlay to see portals visited with a drone. Premium drone allowing for key hacking. Key replicating kinetic capsule program. New mod that allows to pierce through Machina links. That'd be interesting. OPR challenge focusing on updating portals, preferably one where portal and scanner will be decorated to update an old picture, or to add a description. In return, it gives multiple points compared to contributions on more recent portals. Recruiter badge making a return, preferably with more personalized QR codes, more slots for missions, a dedicated community manager, and the return of the XM ambassadors. Lots of those sound really good. The recruiter badge coming back could be fun. Getting a dedicated community manager because Brian seems a bit stretched between Ingress, OPR, and the Kojima project would be great to do. Hopefully, they have the money to do that at some point. 000314 says, I want more things to do remotely. Not everyone has means to travel around a lot, even though they would like to, and it's part of the point of the game. Some are largely stuck in place. It could be taken pretty far, especially if they separated the rewards and credit from players that do get around. No Blodgical says, I miss when they forgot to turn off the 8-kilometer links under fields. Sente Caliente says, I'd love more puzzles with codes. I really enjoyed those. Routine Cycle 7945 says new badges can be earned through gameplay such as kinetic capsules, overclock hacks. This Nico says, just remember the feature request I should have put in the survey. Make star sorting work when linking. Then you could star the portals you actually want to link to and have them come up at the beginning of the key list in the link screen. That'd be nice. Yes, you could capture all of the keys first, but that's a faff when you need to throw one set of links from one portal before you move on to the next one. Two Booms says, bring back the Ingress report. Simple request, one that I don't think will happen, unfortunately. Phasm Solisa says, I've been thinking about the following small features. Increase max link distance hard limit under friendly fields, currently 2 kilometers, and make link amps increase this limit as well, giving them another use. Portal key capsule program, take a key with other items and returns 2 keys. Sally K says, what do I want? Bluntly put, for Niantic to develop the game that players want instead of the game that they want, to actually earnestly listen to us, be transparent and make the change we've been asking for forever, give us a list of everything that's being worked on and when we can expect it in the game, actually communicate with us. I want to open up serious dialogues with the community about how to deal with spoofing and backpacking, figure out ways to make these redundant through systems that can allow trusted members to undo cheater actions, discuss with us what changes we would accept in the game in order to make it more difficult to cheat. What do I expect? Business as usual, more or less an opaque box, and maybe one or two more serious updates. I'd love to be wrong about this. Any random dude 789 says, I would love the voice navigation to portal feature from the old scanner implemented in version 3. It was so fun and handy to be able to navigate with a compass or the sun with your phone away and headphones in. It read out the direction distance meters every now and again. I missed it ever since V2 came out. OK Union 5181 says, make the game less buggy. I hate that it kicks me out in the middle of having my scanner open or I'm about to do an action. This forced me to restart and reopen the game. Nerve Artistic 1560 has a long list, so bear with me as I go through this. So they want return of quantum capsules, maybe have regular ones that replicate keys and rare, then a special one that's very rare and there's some activity required to activate, walking like kinetic or some other activity like hacking, glyphing or something. More drone activity, definitely an indicator for which force has been visited. Also means that upgrade drone, either allow it to hack keys, minor damage or mod adjustments. Also an upgrade drone with further range. Related to that, drone-powered virtual mission days, ability to pop them in Paris, London, Jakarta, Tokyo, Tahiti, etc., and get to complete missions and explore these new places. Maybe some better virtual anomaly events. New badges, hacks you count cells inactive in maybe some sort of system. Each hack 1 point, each fought neutralized or captured a higher point value. Each link can field more points. Some threshold of points are then established in that cell. Levels of badges would correspond to number of cells, maybe then bonuses for other countries or continents. New/different gameplay, more using drones, more with Machina, maybe switch things up for an event and make the factions cooperate. I guess that's kind of like the XFAC shards that's happened in the past. An understandable summary of the lore and better storytelling moving forward. I have no idea what's going on after 10 years. The anomalies seem to advance story but make no sense. New gear, maybe ultra rare items, stronger shields that maybe they decay. Limited level 9 resonators and bursters, some new weapon that does something different. Revise core. I don't mind giving them a little money each month, but I don't need/want or appreciate 6% of what they give. Maybe you could slightly customize your rewards. New reasons to play, levels beyond 16, levels beyond Onyx, more of a reason to recurse than Wings. After that, I'll give a very short one that someone put in. Faral just says 2 words, key duplication. Dazzling Grab 5205 said, country flag medals. Not everyone has time to do missions while out of the country. Forced recursion once a year. When you recurse, the system will automatically choose your new faction. Basically, force alliance change if it switches to another. I said I didn't really like the idea of forced recursion on there. It seems a bit strange to do. And there's a few other little comments on there basically saying very similar things. So I just want to go back to my own comment that was somewhere that I put. So you'll know this if you've listened to other episodes of the podcast. So things that I'd like to happen, obviously, Fitbit rewards. You've had that at the start of every single of these festive episodes. I'd like better features in Recon/OPR, such as getting upgrades back. I'd love to have the web submission system that the Wayfarer team have. That'd be great to do on there and see everything and be able to add multiple photos. More communication from the team, as I said, whether that's AMAs on Reddit or a few more game notifications about what's happening. Obviously, Brian, Hilda, Pujo, whoever's in the Ingress team is welcome to come on the Ingress podcast and talk about the game and let us know what's happening. I'd have you on every week if you're free. Portal key feature, obviously the server mentioned about a blank key system. I could see them tying that to core to get more people to subscribe to it. More campaigns, either free or CMU with good rewards, maybe even beyond badges. Get an avatar. I've said this many times, like give me an avatar that's related to the current season that's going on. I'd also love them to advertise the game more and actually get new players in. What I expect to happen is general lack of advertising, players complaining about 30,800 CMU badges they'd never have bought anyway, even if they were much less. Anomalies to carry on the same as they have been largely, and Recon/OPR will probably stay the same for the next year or so. I don't expect any grand changes, even though I'd love them to change. So that's a rough summary of what many agents want to happen in 2026 for Ingress. If you've got any of your own thoughts, let me know. But that's all from me for this episode and for this year now. So hope you've had a great 2025, agents. Happy hacking and meet you out there in 2026. Thank you, agents, for listening to the latest episode of the Ingress Insights podcast. If you'd like to support the podcast, you can do that in a couple of ways. So the easiest way to support the podcast is via Patreon. So you can find it at patreon.com/Ingress Insights. And there's a free tier, a $1 a month tier, whatever that is in your local currency, and a $5 a month tier. You can check out what benefits those come with on the Patreon. One other thing you can do that's totally free that helps out a lot is rating the podcast on your podcast service of choice. So where you can leave a rating or leave comments, that always helps increase visibility. And then finally, you can follow us on various social media channels. We use most of them, but the best one to follow us on now is Blue Sky. So that's just ingressinsights.bsky.social. Search for Ingress Insights on Blue Sky, you'll find us on there. Finally, sharing the podcast with friends, family, other agents who want to listen and get updates, so it helps out and helps get interviews with various Ingress people or other game related people to then increase visibility more. So anything you can do from those is great. Thanks again for listening, agents. Have a great day.
Intel package transferred.